Hey guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What we have for today, guys, this next installment of my rock slash metal CD collection. I think we're up to part 14. These aren't in any kind of order, they're kind of mixed all throughout. And if you haven't checked out my other videos, check out the other parts to see what else is in my collection. Like I said, these aren't in alphabetical order or anything, they're kind of just random. So let's jump right in, guys. I got a couple more stacks here to do. So the first album we got here, let me stack these up again. Soundgarden with King Animal. I think this was their last release under the Soundgarden name. Pretty good album, not as good as their older stuff, but pretty solid stuff. Some really good tunes on here still. And great vocals, great guitar playing, great riffs, and yeah, just a solid album from Soundgarden. We got Corrosion of Conformity with No Cross, No Crown. Got into these guys really late. I think this was actually my introduction to the band, somehow I didn't really come across them before. And really cool stuff. I like this album. It's kind of doomy, kind of sludgy metal, kind of hard rock. Pepper on vocals is got some really cool, like, raspy voice. Really enjoyed this album. I picked it up on I think it was Nuclear Blast, like a Black Friday sale one time a couple of years ago. But I really enjoyed it. Definitely need to pick up more of their stuff. And they got Park Crest with And That Blue Will Turn to Red. Good death thrash album. I think these guys are based out of South America somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, pretty solid stuff. I ran across their album on Bandcamp and I checked it out. A few tracks, I really liked what I heard, so I picked up their album. Really good stuff. And we got Ruler with Descend into Hades. Pretty cool, like traditional metal, hard rock band. Pretty straightforward stuff, but pretty rockin' still. Really good stuff. Not one I go back to quite as much, but pretty solid. They got Merciless Death with Taken and Beyond. Another good thrash death metal band. This is a blind buy I had through CD and Records just to check it out. I thought the album cover looked pretty cool. And it's pretty solid. Not one I go back to so much, but it's pretty good. And we got Thrash or Die with Poser Holocaust. Another one I kind of blind bought from CD and Records. Pretty decent stuff. I saw it was on Punishment 18 Records, and they usually have some pretty good stuff. Pretty good thrash album, some good tunes. I don't want to go back to, like I said, quite as much, but looked pretty badass, so I picked it up for like $5. It's pretty good. And we got National Suicide Massacre Elite. I believe these guys are from Texas, or somewhere southern US. Really good album. Really pleasantly surprised. I think they have one or two other albums. I wouldn't mind picking them up if I got them for pretty cheap. But pretty solid band. If you're not familiar with these guys, definitely check them out. Really good thrash. And then we got City in Color, Little Hell. This has the singer from another band, and I'm just drawing a blank at the moment what band he was from back in the day. But this is just like an alternative band. Really bothered me. I can't remember the band he was from. But pretty good stuff on here. Fragile Bird was, I think, the single. But definitely check it out if you enjoy just straight alternative, easy listening kind of stuff. Really good. And then we got Soilwork with The Living Infinite. I got into Soilwork much later too, well into the 2000s. Picked up maybe 3 or 4 other albums through Nuclear Blast over the years on Black Friday sales. And pretty solid band, some good melodic death metal. Enjoy most of the material I've heard. This is like a digipack version. But yeah, really solid band. Definitely need to pick up more of their stuff as well. They have a lot of material, a lot of good stuff. And then we got Stone Sour with House of Gold and Bones Part 1. Stone Sour is pretty good. I actually enjoy them more than Slipknot personally. I just prefer the sound overall, the straight, more hard rock sound. Was never a big Slipknot fan, to be honest. I do have a couple other albums, but never really got heavily into them. But this one's got some good tunes. Absolute Zero is a really good song. The Rumor of Skin is really good. Gone Severn is really good. Just some really good tunes on here. Tacky Turn, just some really good stuff. And we got another Soundgarden album, Bad Motorfinger. Easily their best album, in my opinion. The heaviest album. I think I like Super Unknown a little bit more. It's kind of more classic because I grew up listening to it more. But this is by far their heaviest album. Very metallic. I never really considered Soundgarden like grunge. They were more of a bordering on metallic band to me, a heavy alternative. Really good stuff. Rusty Cage on this album was really, really good. Outshined. Just a really good record. And then we got Soundgarden with Down on the Upside. This is one that doesn't have one of the front covers. But Pretty Noose is on this. Zero Chance, Dusty, Ty Cobb, Blow Up on the Outside World. Just some really good tunes on this one. Can't go wrong with Soundgarden. The whole discography is really solid. And we got Sanctity with Road to Bloodshed. I think this is a one and done band, if I remember correctly. I came across it on YouTube one time. I'm like, wow, this kicks ass. And I picked up their album. This is one of the albums I kind of spent way more on it than I should have probably at the time, but I just really wanted the album because I really dug it a lot. But if you're not familiar with this band, definitely check them out. Really, really good stuff. It was on Roadrunner Records at the time. And there was somebody in this band from another band, but I'm drawing a blank what the situation was. But definitely check it out if you're not familiar. Really good stuff. And we got Saving Abel. I think this is self-titled. This is just like an alternative band. The New Tattoo, Addicted, was another single from this. Just a straight up alternative band from the 2000s. You might have heard of them. You probably recognize a single if you've heard it, but it's not bad. It's not that great. I probably I don't think I've listened to it in like 20 years, to be honest. And next one here will give me some love in the comments, and especially for my buddy Mark. I think his buddies have an inside joke with him with this band, and it's the Mighty Creed. We got Full Circle. This is one of the newer ones with Overcome, Bed of Shame, Rain. I don't care what anyone says. Creed back in the day were huge, like the early 2000s into the 2000s. Of course, I even remember seeing them live, I think twice at stadium shows. They were that big at the time. They played like the Air Canada Centre here, which I think it's called something else now, but the big hockey rink here, it was like a 20 or 30,000 seater, and they pretty much sold it out. Like, they were massive. And I remember seeing them back in Edgefest in the early 2000s before they kind of blew up on a small stage at Edgefest in Toronto. And when the debut album came out, I really dug them after the debut. And yeah, they just blew up after that. And I don't know why this band gets a lot of hate. I know the vocals are kind of cringy at times with the, Eddie Vedder kind of or whatever voice. But when you really, again, this band is Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge just has a different singer. But every band member is from Creed, just with a different singer, is Alter Bridge. And for some reason, people love Alter Bridge. Of course, the vocals are very different, I'll give them that. But Mark Tremonti's guitar work on Creed was killer. He's such a good underrated guitarist. I don't know why he doesn't get more love. Really good singer too, but really good guitar work on Creed stuff. And then we got My Own Prison, which was their debut. Probably my favorite of their albums. And it had so many classic songs like Torn, Ode, My Own Prison, the title track, Pity for a Dime. I don't care, man. I love this album. It's so good. It was rocking at the time. It was catchy. It was kind of like a new version of Pearl Jam, kind of with a similar vocal style, but just better guitar work and just heavier songs. I love that album. It's great. And then their other album here, Human Clay, had Are You Ready, What If, just some big songs from them as well. It's what I don't have the cover for as well, but I'm not ashamed to say I like Creed. I always love Creed. Saw them live a few times, put on a big show. They reformed, and they're doing like a reunion tour. I'm not sure I'd really spend money to see them now, but for nostalgia's sake, they're a good band. I like them back in the day, and that debut album still kicks ass. I don't care what anyone says. And then we got Saxon with Sacrifice. Love Saxon. I need to pick up so much of their stuff. I think I only have like 2 or 3 of their albums at most, and they're just a good band. So underrated. They're pretty popular, but they should be up in discussion with like Priest and Maiden. Their quality output is almost as good, and I'm not sure why they're not bigger than they are. The next we got here is Scar the Martyr. I think this is just self-titled. This is a side project from Joey Jordison from Slipknot. He got like a side band going with a bunch of guys, and this was a really good album. Really dug it when it first came out, and I picked it up. And even better, I like it better than Slipknot, to be honest with you. I like the sound of it better. Pretty good stuff. And then we got Scorpion Child. with the title, like self-titled. Really good band. If you're not familiar with Scorpion Child, definitely check these guys out. King's Highway, Polygon of Eyes, just so many good songs in this. Liquor, the debut. This is the debut is really really good. If you like just like hard rockin', straight up heavy metal with some really memorable rockin' songs, definitely check these guys out. They're so underrated. They didn't last very long, but they're really really good. And this was their sophomore album, Acid Roulette. Not quite as good as the first album. I prefer the debut personally, but this had some really good tunes on it as well. I just wish they stuck around longer and made more records, and they were a good band. And then we got the other part of the other one, Stone Sour, House of Gold and Bones Part 2. I picked this up. I think I bought both of them at the same time, to be honest. I prefer the other part better overall, much better overall, but this is pretty decent. It's got some good songs. And we'll go quickly here. I'm kind of going longer than I should have. I should let me get through this one here. We have All That Remains, A War You Cannot Win. Good metalcore band. I used to be into these guys pretty heavily back in the day, but I kind of fell off them lately. I don't really listen to them much anymore, but it's still pretty good. And then we have For We Are Many, again from All That Remains. This is probably my favorite album by them, or one of them for sure, one of the more memorable albums. Pretty strong songs on this one. If you like just straight up metalcore, this is a pretty good band. And then we got Evil Cult with The Darkest Night. Really good traditional metal, kind of thrashy album, kind of blackened album elements. Really solid album. I think they have a new album that came out this year, or maybe last year. I still have to check out. I haven't got a chance to check it out yet. But this was really solid. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Next band I really like, Sylosis with Dormant Heart. I think this was my first exposure to the band, and I fucking love everything they've done. Every album is a banger, and they don't really get enough love in my opinion. They're well known, but they should be bigger than they are in my opinion. Really good band. And the next band has probably the worst album or worst band name of all time. They're called Fuck Off, and Smile As You Kill. I heard these guys were good through a buddy of mine. They're like a thrash metal band, so I wanted to check them out. I picked this up for like $5 or $6, and it's actually really good. The songs are good, but the band name is just ridiculous, and that's probably why they never went anywhere. Next, we got just another kind of a British indie alternative band, the Arctic Monkeys, with I think it's just called AM. Do I Want to Know, Are You Mine, were the big songs on this one. Just some good indie rock. I really dug this album. I don't think I have any of their other albums, but I really enjoyed this one. It sounded really cool. Just some good tunes on here, fun to listen to, good stuff. And then we got Solace of the Void. I think this is self-titled. This is a CDN Records artist. Just some really ethereal, kind of traditional metal, kind of atmospheric. Have a really unique sound. I really loved it right away. And I wish they put out more material. I don't think they're on the label anymore, but this was a really solid album. They should have sold way more copies. Really good. And then we got Ravage, The End of Tomorrow. I picked this up from CDN Records as well. Really good thrash metal album, traditional metal. Bought it blindly based on the cover. Like, look at that cover, the colors, the artwork, and the logo. It doesn't get more thrashy than that. Just speed metal, really good stuff. And the album kills as well. And then we got X, I think it's called World Domination. I think this is one I got on like a mystery box kind of thing back in the day. Honestly, I don't remember much about this album. I think it was like a death thrash album if I remember correctly, but it didn't really stick out because I never went back to it. And this is another one of those albums, the L's number 3, kind of the titty girl in the front there. Digipack. I remember these guys again being like a kind of weird, atmospheric, kind of avant-garde kind of metal. Through Seasons of Mist, I bought it through a blind buy one time. It's not that great, to be honest. I never really went back to it. This was from that same mystery box, Sinistro with Samante. It's French. Now this is really good. This is a gem I found in that mystery box. This one I actually go back to quite a bit. Has a really cool sound, had a female fronted vocals, but really atmospheric and kind of really good, cool instrumentation. This is a really cool album. If you're not familiar with these guys, definitely check it out. It's really killer. And then we got another great pickup from that Blind by St. Vitus, Lily F65. Love St. Vitus, really good doom metal band. One of the original flow of them, or first wave of doom metal. Really good album. Not their best in my opinion, but really solid. One of their strong ones for sure. And here is one of the Slipknot albums, Volume 3. This is like a slipcase. That's the inside there. I think I bought this song for... I remember there's one song in here I really, really liked. Before I Forget was the song. The rest of the album's like not bad. It's decent. It's got some bonus track on disc on here as well. But Before I Forget was a really, really good song. And the rest of the album is just like decent. It's got Duality on here too. That's a popular song. It's not bad, but like I said, I'm not the biggest Slipknot fan. And we got Sabotage with Power of the Night. Really good traditional metal band, great guitar work, great vocals, one of their older albums. Just really solid. This is Digipack as well, but it's in a plastic case. I don't want to dig it out right now, but really good band. If you're not familiar with them, definitely check them out. And then we got the other one from them, Sirens of the Dungeon Calling. And this one has the EP in it as well. But it's a really solid album from them, the debut, and pretty good band. Like you said, if you like good guitar work, just melodic, good clean vocals, definitely check them out. And then we got Silent End, Never Ending War. Great thrash metal album I picked up from CDN Records. They're on Concrete Records though, and I just had them on sale for the distro. It was one I was eyeing for a long time. And yeah, just a really killer thrash band, really good stuff. It says on the hype sticker, 80s skillful thrash metal. Yeah, it's like 80s kind of thrash metal. This is kind of what you need. I think these guys are from Costa Rica or something, if I remember correctly. But really, really good stuff. Really good band. And we got the Mighty Sodom with Decision Day. This is a Digipack. Another band I really need a lot more of their albums from. I only have like a few or a handful for some reason. The German bands, I never picked up like a ton of their records. I only have some of their newer records. Same with Creator and I'm drawing a blank on the other band, Creator and Destruction. I only have a couple of their newer albums, but never really went back and bought up a lot of their older stuff. I definitely need to do that. And then we got Septic Flesh with Titan. Really cool band. Kind of a black and death metal band. Really cool stuff, atmospheric. Very symphonic parts as well. Really cool sound. I dig their sound a lot. Another band I need to pick up more of for sure. Really cool stuff. Really unique sounding band. Kind of remind me of Behemoth in ways in a lot of sounds, but kind of not quite the same at the same time. Down in the comments, guys, of other Septic Flesh albums that are really, really good. Let me know down below what I should be checking out next. I definitely want to get more from these guys. And then we got Supernova Rockstar. This is like the TV show they had where they had the super group they're making, and I really dug the group. It had Tommy Lee and Jason Newsted from Metallica, and then they got a lead singer on it. I dug the lead singer's voice. I'm like, I'll pick it up to support the band and whatever. And it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's got some classic songs. It's not one I really listen to a lot, but I love Jason Newsted. I always love supporting his bands and stuff, so I picked it up cheap. And we got Sublime, who are just greatest hits. Love Sublime in the summertime when you're just kind of chilling out with your buddies, having a beer. Just a really fun band to listen to. Everyone knows Sublime, they're just really good. And the last one here is Soundgarden, Super Unknown. Again, it's one without the cover. But this one had like, Mailman, Super Unknown, the title track, Black Hole Sun, Spoonman, Limbo Wreck, just a bunch of Fell on Black Days, My Wave, just a ton of hit songs. This was their breakout album, and I think it sold like 20 million copies or something. It was massive. So that's all I got for you this time, guys. Stay tuned for the next part. There's only 3 or 4 more stacks down there, so a couple more parts left to do in this series. And until next time, guys, keep it metal.